So some days what we have for you is just bad news. There's a little bit of a bright spot, but four stories here. First is that Ukraine is moving rapidly, trying to pull out of Avdiivka. Fierce fighting. They're trying to salvage what they can before being encircled and pulling out. It's going to be a political win for Putin, but it's also it's been very costly in recent days, and you can see that both on Twitter and in the mainstream press. Meanwhile, the White House hits Johnson for going on recess without passing Ukraine aid. As you know, the Senate passed a bill and the House rejected it. That had the border stuff. A week later, just a couple days ago, they passed a bill without any of the border material in there, and the House recessed. This is the perfect time. If you're ever going to contact your congressman, contact them now and tell them they need to deal with Ukraine aid. This is the time where it will count the most. Do it again if you've done it before. There is a bright silver lining here. Europe is stepping up. The UK did this not too long ago, and France is about to do this. France and Ukraine are going to sign tomorrow a security agreement in Paris. And just one little paragraph here. Macron said earlier this year that France was negotiating a bilateral deal on the model the one Ukraine recently agreed with the United Kingdom, which covers 10 years and provides a package worth £2.5 billion or $3.2 billion over the next fiscal year. It's the largest that the UK has given to Ukraine, and while we don't know the details of what the French deal will look like, it should be something similar to that. Next, a lot higher than we expected. Russians' arms production were European war planners. Two paragraphs here are very important to understand. Total defense spending in Russia has risen to an estimated 7.5% of Russia's GDP. Supply chains have been redesigned to secure many key inputs that evade sanctions, and factories producing ammunition, vehicles, and equipment are running around the clock, often on mandatory 12-hour shifts with double overtime, in order to sustain the Russian war machine for the foreseeable future. A transformation has put defense at the center of Russia's economy. Putin claimed this month that 520,000 new jobs had been created in the military-industrial complex. They're serious about this. They're not stopping. They're not quitting. They're ramping up. They're not backing away, which now employs an estimated 3.5 million Russians, or 2.5% of the population. Listen to this. Machinists and welders in Russian factories producing war equipment are now making more money than many white-collar managers and lawyers, according to the Moscow Times analysis. They're not going away. They're serious about this. This is not going to just magically disappear, or they have no lack of will in Russia to continue to prosecute this war. That's where we are. Those are the four stories. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not a good day. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.